guys, and welcome to the Riverdale Aftershow. I'm Maria Alfaro.
And I'm Diana Alfaro. So let's go ahead and start with a little summary from season 1 where we left off. So
the finale, we'll talk about it. So what'd you think?
Okay, so whenever we left off, we remember that Archie's dad is being shot. And
yeah, so what we see basically is that someone runs into the diner and Archie is in the bathroom, whatever, and then we hear a gunshot and he's running out, I guess, to try and see what's going on. So we're left wondering whether Archie's dad is going to make it or not.
So let's go ahead and get into season 2. And what do you think?
It was super... Well, I was super excited that it was actually airing. We had been waiting. We love the show. It's our current favorite. So it starts off with... Well, they show different scenes for each character, I guess, just to show us what they're each going through that morning. And then we see that Archie is making his way to the hospital, rushing there, and then Jughead's just narrating the whole thing.
Yeah,
so what's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, like she was saying, it was really exciting to see it start all over again. And okay. You let I didn't.
You let it.
Okay, so whenever Archie gets to the hospital, he goes and calls Betty. She's actually the first one that he calls. And then
I thought that was super interesting because he's dating Veronica, and I don't know, it seems like he still has, like, I understand they're best friends, but it just seems like they have a deeper connection. Like, he feels more close to her, and so he calls her. And
Betty calls everyone else, and then finally everyone gets to the hospital. Even Dad comes out of the surgery, but this whole time he's having they're not nightmares, but he's having like some
flashbacks. Well, it's not flashbacks because they didn't happen, but it is kind of like, I guess, when you're between life and death, and he's just, in each scene though, he ends up supposedly dying, like in one way or another. Like the first one is that he's at their graduation. Yeah, it's supposed to be the graduation day, and then he's like, oh, I can't believe we're here, and I made it to see your graduation. And then they're like, but you didn't make it, you died, remember? And so then someone walks in with a gun or something, and then they like start shoot at him. They shoot at him. And talking about those scenes, I think in each scene he was the one being shot at. But then, you know that there's like that last scene where
Archie's
supposed to marry Veronica or whatever. And I think in that one, Archie is the one that's like,
and then he jumps.
He protects him.
He jumps.
So I think that's showing a lot. That's the last one he has. So prior to that, he has another one that they're
in his house. And then
they're somewhere, and then he's telling him, oh, it's time, like, you need to go. And he's like, oh no, it doesn't feel right, something doesn't feel right. And he's like, saying, oh, but they're waiting for you. And he's like, who, or whatever. And then I guess it's like his uncle and his grandfather, and he's like, what do you mean they're dead? Yeah. And then there's like loud knocking, and he's just like taken back, like he's like, okay, well, no. He's like, no, it doesn't feel right. But then it's weird to see, like, in that scene, Archie's basically telling him, go, you need to go. So it's kind of weird to see, like, oh, an Archie that doesn't want his dad to make it, I guess, and for him to actually pass away. But I guess we're not supposed to take it literally in that way.
And we can see, I mean, in that scene, we can really see how his dad is not ready to go. He knows that there's something wrong going on. Yeah. So then the last scene, like you were saying, is whenever they're getting married, and then they show the audience, and then Archie's mom is with the blossoms, which makes us believe that they're for some reason maybe Archie's going to be.
Yeah, I didn't really catch that, but you brought it to my attention that she's sitting with the blossoms. Mm-hmm. So then it makes like it could be potentially a scenario where maybe he does belong in that family. I don't know. I mean, he's redhead, but that's about it. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see about that.
Yeah, and then the mom winks at him.
So that was weird, like, for them to include that. But yeah, in that scene, they're getting married, and like, once again, the guy, the killer, shooter, he's there again, but this time
he's actually aiming
towards Archie, not towards the dad, and then the dad like gets in between, and then it's like to protect him or to save him. And then we were talking about this, that whenever he actually remains consciousness, he tells him that he's there. Oh, well, Archie's like apologizing that he didn't do more for him during that night or whatever, that morning. And then he tells him, oh, well, if I'm back, it's to actually protect you. Mm-hmm. So we're led to believe that now he's aware that someone's trying to hurt Archie, it wasn't towards him. But yeah, that's interesting. So that kind of proves our belief that, this person is actually trying to hurt Archie. Yeah. Veronica pretty much insinuates that she thinks that it's her mom who's behind it. Even though the mom at first thinks, oh, you're trying to blame your dad for this, but Veronica pretty much tells her, no, I think it's you. So that's going to be like an interesting dynamic between mom and daughter.
And Jughead was actually the first one that came up with the idea that it was, intentional. Yeah, whenever he went with Archie to talk to the sheriff, that's whenever he started, putting clues together.
Yeah, because the sheriff comes in and he tells Archie, that he needs to talk to him about what happened. And then Jughead's like, oh, is it okay if I tag along? And then the sheriff would rather him not, but then Archie's like, oh yeah, come along, whatever. And so he goes with him, and whatever, Jughead's like the smarter one, I believe, out of all the characters. He's supposed to be like, the voice of reason in a way, or he brings points that no one else really talks about. And then he tells them, since it is Riverdale, then that it's safe to ask, maybe it wasn't just a robbery, maybe it was something more than that. But yeah, he's the first one that actually pretty much throws that idea out there. After Archie is told that his dad, they pulled the, what's it called?
He's able, I guess
they pulled the shot,
the gunshot, the bullet.
They pull the bullet out of him and whatever, and he's like, oh yeah, but he's still not breathing on his own. So Archie's like, okay, so what do? Do I just wait? What am I supposed to do? And he's like, okay, well, no. Veronica's like, oh, maybe you should just go home and change. And then he's like, no, blah, blah, blah. And then Betty, like, convinces him, I guess, because she's like, no, you know what? Yeah, she's right. You should go home. So whatever. They end up going home. And
Archie's acting really strange. He doesn't seem as sad as you would think he should. He's just pretty chill, and he even takes the dog.
He's sad when he talks to his mom, when he's like, oh, okay, you might want to make your way over here in case we have to say goodbye. Like, that's kind of like a sad scene from him.
Okay, so in season 1, we left off on Cheryl, where her house was actually on fire, and Cheryl was the one that actually set it on fire. So this season, we see her mom and her outside the house.
Yeah, and then they're looking at it, basically in complete destruction. So this episode, we see Cheryl. Well, it seems like she has no idea as to what happened to Archie's dad. We just see her with her mom. Well, her mom's on the bed, the rolling bed.
Yeah,
they're bringing her to the hospital. And then I was kind of shocked to see. I didn't expect for someone to be injured because of whatever hurt. But then they ask her what happened, and then she tells them, that basically her mom had ran back into the house to defend her. I mean, to save her.
Yeah, that's
to save her, and then.
But then we later find out that it was actually her mom running into the house to get a family.
Yeah, that's what she tells her. It's so weird. Why would you run? Because the last scene that we saw, the house is completely on fire. So I don't understand why she would think it's okay to run back for this portrait that it doesn't make sense. But whatever.
I'm guessing since the dad and the son are dead, she's thinking that's the only family.
Thing,
yeah, the only thing she has left. But still, it's pretty.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if I would. I mean,
she was willing to risk
her life for that thing. So she tells her, okay, you better not tell anyone that's really the reason why. But I'm telling them that it's for you that you wanted to save me. But she's like, it's so like creepy. Like she's very mean to her mom, and that
she even tells her,
breathe is because I give you air or something. It's like I don't get it. That family is like really weird to me.
And she goes on to tell her, if you say the truth, I'll let everyone know what really happened in the farm. Like to her dad. I'm guessing we were led to believe that the dad killed himself. But I'm guessing there's more to the story. Maybe the mom had something to do.
That. Yeah. As in maybe he actually didn't do it to himself, like maybe someone I don't know, but maybe
the mom, she was too
there was something definitely that the mom is trying to hide that Cheryl has over her head, like like you do this for me and I won't say what you did kind of thing. Okay, so something else that I thought was interesting or like weird was that Archie, like throughout this whole episode, he was making it seem like there was something super weird going on.
Like something else had happened.
Like there was some information that we didn't know yet about what happened during the shooting or the robbery, whatever. And he just keeps like trying to hide this thing that happened, and it just seemed like it was going to be super important. But then it turns out that it's just like that he didn't like run after the guy or try to get the gun from him or like just stuff like that. But I thought it was going to be something that completely changed, I mean, that whole plot, I guess, or like it was going to be super important.
But we later find out, like she said, that he just didn't do anything. But he keeps like telling himself that he should have done something else, but his friends are like pretty much there was nothing you can do. The situation was just kind of like out of your hands, which I do agree with. I don't think there was anything he could have done at that point. I mean, and like we were saying that we're thinking that the shooter was against Archie. I'm really interested as to why he didn't do anything about it.
Because he could have. Like there was nothing to stop him. Like Pops or whatever, the owner. He himself said that supposedly he like hid when like this was going on. So it's like the guy could have easily shot him. It seems like he has no mercy when it comes to killing other people. Like he shot his dad and then he kills the teacher, if it is the same guy at least. I mean, I don't think
that's interesting.
I don't know if it could be two different, like they might not be related, the two killers, or if it's one killer. Another thing that's interesting to talk about is how Veronica went to Archie's place to, I guess, be there for him. But then, like, towards the end of that scene or whatever, that they're at his house, she has gone through his dad's stuff and he gets very like defensive and mad. He's like, why?
It completely makes sense why he's feeling that way,
it doesn't make sense as to why she would go through his stuff. Like her excuse is that she's trying to help, but how are you helping? Like if anything, like whenever we were watching it, I was like, if anything, she's making a bigger mess. It's like, why are you like laying his things on the table?
It's like bloody clothes.
Like what are you doing? Like just that it's not the time for that. And why would you be touching his things? Like I don't know, it was kind of disrespectful, and I guess that's what Archie felt it as, even though and whatever, that got him like mad. And it's understandable. And whatever, when he's telling her that, he's like, why are you even here? I didn't even want to come here. And then he's like, that he wants her to leave, and she's like, are you sure you want me to leave? And he's like, yeah, I'm sure.
And there is one point about the wallet. It seems like the wallet's missing, and they're trying to figure out.
He makes a point about that. I forgot. So he's telling her, where's his wallet? And she's like, I didn't see anything. Maybe it's at the hospital. And he's like, no, you heard the nurse. It's not. This is all his stuff. Like, so that was weird too. That he's like kind of like not trusting her. Like he's like, no, you heard. Like, why
it makes me wonder
dumb?
If she's even going to be the one that has something to do with this shooting.
Yeah, because her whole family's like mean. Like it's. Do you really change that quickly? Like maybe her old habits are like coming back. Maybe she's just like that kind of person too. So I don't know, but yeah, he's kind of like, okay, no, you hurt the nurse. Like, this is all his stuff.
I mean, the whole scene, I just thought it was weird that she was going through this.
Yeah, it's weird. It doesn't make sense. Like, she could help out in any other way. Talking about the wallet, then Veronica tells them to go to the diner basically to look for the wallet. And so they do. And that's when Betty brings up how she feels about him joining the Serpents. And he basically tells her that the reason why he's still at his dad's trailer, or he's going to act like he's with his foster parents.
Oh, yeah, he's telling her that he has an agreement with the foster parents that they're gonna act like he's staying with them, but he's actually staying at his dad's trailer.
Yeah, and he tells her that this is like, that his dad is gonna be away for a long time.
Yeah, because remember his dad is in jail
yeah.
Now, so that's the only connection he has with him.
He's like, yeah, being there and wearing that jacket, whatever that makes him, I guess, feel close to his dad. So I guess later on in the episode, Betty tells him, oh yeah, I understand, like, I hear you, I hear what you're saying, what you told me at the diner, I understand it. So I guess she's gonna be fine with him being part of that. So yeah, it doesn't seem like their relationship's gonna end anytime soon.
Yeah, it seems like that relationship's really strong right now. They're just really, understanding
of each other. Yeah. So another scene that I liked was how Veronica made it home, and her dad's already there. And then her mom's like, oh, come and say hi to your dad. And then we, for the first time, see him. And he tells her, oh, yeah, I came home early to try and surprise you. But to my surprise, you weren't home. And I loved how they acted that out, because she kind of like stood up to them. Mm-hmm. But then I still don't know if she's mean in some way to herself. But whatever, she's basically telling them, oh yeah, I've changed, but have you?
Yeah. I mean, the whole scene is just really mysterious. They're trying
it's like dark, like he's like sitting, and there's like no light except for like a couple candles, it seems. Like, right? Like, I don't know if there's what's going on there, but
I mean, that's the first time that we see him too, so we're supposed to get that feeling of
mystery and like he's like mean or something.
She does mention to them that Archie's dad made it. Like,
before, when she was walking off, she's like, oh yeah, by the way, because I guess they weren't concerned with that. They hadn't even asked her. She tells them, oh yeah, Archie's dad made it, since we're all very happy about that.
Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about how the episode ended. So it shows that Archie gets home with his dad and mom, and then
he's very protective now of his dad, because I guess he feels like he failed him in some way by not really defending him after he had been shot, or doing more to stop the guy after he ran out. So now we see him like with a bat, and he's supposed to be just waiting in case the guy ever shows up to try and do something bad to his dad again.
Yeah, so, and then it goes on to showing up a different scene, which is Mrs. Grundy, and he shows her car, and then as soon as they show the car, I was like, oh my god, the teacher's back.
Yeah, and I didn't tie it together, but when she said it, I was like, oh yeah, that is her car, because I remember her driving off, and I thought, good riddance, because I hated her character, and
I was happy she was gone too, but I mean,
so they brought her back. I mean, she's still gone now for sure. So whatever, so we see her car parked outside, and then Jughead's basically letting us know that this guy is actually somewhere else. Like, he's saying, oh, okay, Archie's trying to take care of his dad, but he shouldn't worry, at least that night, because he was actually somewhere else.
Visiting a different town. Yeah. And then it shows that Mrs. Grundy is with another student, another music student.
Yeah, so she's still at it, going for the younger guys. But yeah, we see her have that interaction with that guy, and he basically is about to, he does leave, and she tells him bye, whatever, and then the killer comes out and she's killed, which was definitely a shocker. I did not see that coming at all.
And throughout the episode, because the name of the episode was A Kiss Before Dying. So whenever the episode was going through, I really thought that meant whenever Cheryl was giving Archie's dad a kiss. So I thought it was like, a kiss before dying.
Yeah, because she mentions that. She's like, oh, you gave me the kiss of life or something. So I guess you thought that was it.
Yeah, but then it shows that Mrs. Grundy gives a kiss to her student. So that's, I guess, her kiss before dying. And that's pretty much the last scene whenever she's killed by this same man.
And so, it's weird because it's like, why her? Like, why would this person go out of his way to go kill her? Like, how did he know where she was? And why was she so important? I mean, other than she ties back into Archie, so that's still pretty much...
There has to be a connection between,
that pretty
Archie.
much reinforces our idea of this guy is actually after Archie, even though you were saying that you kind of thought that this guy might be her ex.
Oh yeah. So I was telling her how, there's a theory that it could be her ex and he's just here coming back for revenge, because if you remember in season 1, they mentioned how she had she was in an abusive relationship, and that's why she had a different name. And
that's what she told him, that basically she was trying to hide from this guy. And I think that it could very well be that it is possible that it could be him, but then I also think that it's weird that he just let this other young guy walk out. Like, he could have killed both of them.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like, why did he spare his life? Like, if he's just, like, out for revenge, like, why is he being so, like, against Archie and against her? Why not just every guy that she was with? Like, there has to be more to that story. But I guess it is, I don't know. I mean, it could be that this person's just trying to hurt everyone that Archie might have cared about or currently cares about, so then he goes after the teacher. But
because I know that it was mentioned as well. I was looking at something and they were mentioning that what if, how they're looking for Fred's Archie's dad's wallet. They were saying, what if the guy that shot him has the wallet.
And he has his information.
Yeah, he has his information, and then he has Mrs. Grundy's information. Since she had contact with the dad, maybe, I don't know, maybe that information was in the wallet or...
Nah.
Yeah, that's really far-fetched, but it could be, you never know. So...
I don't know. I mean, I feel like if it's weird that, like, Archie was like, oh, okay, well, now he has his information, because let's say it is someone that is against Archie and his family or whatever. Wouldn't you think that he already has all this information without needing the actual wallet? Like, if he was able to find the teacher that's not even, like, in Riverdale anymore, then why did he need that wallet for? Like, did he really need that for his address? I feel like this person, like, they would have already had some background information about where Archie lives, about where his dad works.
So, I mean, as a summary, we're pretty much led to believe that Veronica's dad has something to do with it, but we really don't think that's the case. We think
I think that they are going to be in something, like, shady, I guess, like her dad, but I don't think maybe he necessarily had anything to do with this particular shooting or whatever, because it would be a little too obvious and kind of boring. I mean, too predictable. So I really hope that there is more to the story than just, okay, it was Veronica's dad or mom or whatever. But that it's like maybe someone that we've never seen before, or I don't know, that'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I know there's so many theories that it could be Betty's dad, but they were saying how it doesn't match the eyes. Then her brother, that I think he's supposed to come into this season since he wasn't in season 1. Who else? Well, Veronica's dad, like we said, but we don't.
I mean, it could just be someone that he sent to do, like, I guess he's dirty work for him, but
or the mom. It could be the mom.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. So there's so many possibilities.
Yeah. So we're excited to see episode 2 of season 2, and I guess we'll see a little more about how the story unfolds. Okay guys, so I think that brings us to the end of this after show. It's been interesting talking to you guys about this.
So let us know in the comment section below who you think it is.
Yeah, and we'll just read some of the comments as we get them. And yeah, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and stick around. We're going to keep doing after shows for Riverdale.
And we'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.